My name is Moria Ryan. I live at 2 Snowberry Hollow in Londonderry. I am the author of Citizens Petition 34, which you deemed illegal at your last meeting, and I disagree with that assessment. And the reason why is because 7616-C gives the power to abate taxes to the selectmen. On top of that, all the laws that you had cited, including 7235 and 7235-A, are not relevant in this matter because those are things that towns may do. So they're optional. You don't have to do them. And 7235-A requires an SAH grant. New Hampshire is the only state that requires an SAH grant, and I don't know why they require an SAH grant. That's a federal grant given to people who need to have their homes redone, but there are only so many per the whole entire country. So if they have 50 and 10 go to California, New Hampshire might get 0. So there may be no one eligible. They may be eligible for an SAH grant, but they're not going to get one because one isn't coming here. At the highest, a 100% disabled veteran is going to make approximately $45,600. You have people on social media who are claiming that the living wage is $136,000. That's well below that. And so I think that disabled veterans, 100% disabled veterans, do deserve a break on their taxes because they went out and fought the fight so that your brothers and sisters and your kids don't have to. And that's fine, but they deserve some level of recognition for that. In addition to that, the New Hampshire Municipal Association, which you guys pay a lot of money to, wrote on petitions that are deemed illegal that inclusion of those petitions on the warrant is a right under RSA 39-3, and that since there's a penalty attached to it under 39:3-B, it's recommended that the article should be placed on the warrant anyway. I also hear a lot about buying pizza and coffee and how it's not that much. So the next time y'all feel like you want to get pizza or coffee or you want to skip it, and you can certainly donate money to the town. I'm sure they take cash, credit card, and cover someone else's stuff because it's worth it to you. And if you're making $136,000, you're in the upper 30%. Most of us are not. So I would like an answer on this today because I'd like to know what the thought is, but I don't believe that petition is illegal. I copied the language from other towns who have passed the same warrant article, and it was the language used on the New Hampshire Municipal Association website, which you guys pay a lot of money to follow their advice.
So real quick, Maura, we are not authorized to not move something forward on the warrant. If it's a citizen's petition, we shall abide by that, and it will be on the warrant. Regarding the legality, I'm not an attorney. I'm pretty sure that our town attorney did review it, and based on their findings, their legal analysis, that was why it was deemed that. I didn't speak to the attorney personally regarding that, but I think if there's conversations that's brought up, and again, this is going to go on the ballot because it is a citizen's petition because we shall abide by that law. It will be on the ballot.
Well, at present, there are 71 households that qualify for that. If someone were to amend it and make it $5,000, I think I would be amenable to that. Like, I'd support that. But that would cost the town $71,000, which is a drop in the bucket of overall. And you had several veterans come up here and tell you that they're being forced out of their homes, which I don't think is appropriate. And a lot of times veterans get overlooked in favor of other groups because they don't come out and speak up all the time. And since you did have a couple of them 4 meetings ago, I do think that you should honor that.
Right.
Some gave all and all gave some.
I agree. And being a veteran myself and a retired disabled Marine, I completely understand where you're coming from, and I appreciate, advocating for our brothers and sisters in arms because you're right. Some gave all gave some. Me personally, 1 of 5. I'm not talking on behalf of the council. I'm talking for me. I know that we are authorized up to the max amount for, that the state allows us for the veteran tax credit and such.
But it doesn't stop you from going over under the auspices of local control. And you have that ability under 7616, and that's why the state has to make it so that the town passes it, because you have that power under 7616-C.
So during deliberative, our town attorney will be present, and I'm pretty confident that the town attorney will opine with legal advice regarding that.
Well, it depends on what you tell the town attorney, too, because I've seen many times where only certain information is given to an attorney, so they come up with an opinion. But this is coming directly from the New Hampshire Municipal Association. As I stated, you guys pay a lot of money for this stuff. And as I said, there are other towns that have already gone beyond that. Mm-hmm. And I think that's only fair because inflation has gone up astronomically since the last time there was an increase, which was several years ago. In some towns, there hasn't been an increase since the Civil War. Fortunately, we're not one of those. But it isn't fair to say, you're making the least and you have to deal with all the inflation and choosing between food and other things. I just don't find that appropriate.
Yeah.
And I'll stand by that and I'll fight for that because I don't think people should come up here and have to beg to stay in their house.
I don't think you're begging. All right. And I appreciate your advocacy for our veterans, for those that gave a lot. And I appreciate that. And like I said, we have a process. We have a law. We're going to follow that. It is going to be on the ballot. And it's going to be, there's an opportunity. So next month, the 11th, I'm sorry, this month on the 8th, this Saturday, we have deliberative. Being the petitioner, I'd recommend coming because I will ask.
Well, I'm going to be there.
Petitioner
but I do think that when it comes from you guys, when you repeat something that may not be true, mm-hmm. and the law supports that if you say something that's not valid, that 39-3-C penalty would apply. Because you can't say something that's not clear. And since I've just given you laws that contradict, it's not clear.
And we'll look into that. Thank you.